Two hands touch, how close are they? What is the measure of closeness? Which disciplinary knowledge formations, political parties, religious and cultural traditions, infectious disease authorities, immigration officials, and policymakers do not have a stake in, if not a measured answer to this question? When touch is at issue, nearly everyone's hair stands on end. I can barely touch on even a few aspects of touch here, at most offering the barest suggestion of what it might mean to approach, to dare to come into contact with this infinite finitude. Many voices speak here in the interstices. Many voices speak here in the interstices. A cacophony of always already reiteratively intra-acting stories. These are entangled tales. Each is diffractively threaded through and enfolded in the other. Is that not in the nature of touching? Is touching not by its very nature always already an involution, invitation, invisitation, wanted or unwanted, of the stranger within? Of the stranger within. Queer transformations. Hence, self-touching is an encounter with the infinite alterity of the self. Matter is an infolding or involution. It cannot help touching itself. And in this self-touching, it comes into contact with the infinite alterity that it is. Polymorphous perversity raised to an infinite power. Talk about queer trans intimacy.
Queer trans.
What is being called into question here is the very nature of self. And in terms not just of being, but of time. Nobel Prize for his contributions to developing quantum field theory expressed horror at the electron's monstrous nature and its perverse ways of engaging with the world. Quote, instead of going directly from one point to another, the electron goes along for a while and suddenly emits a photon and then horrors. It absorbs its own photon. Perhaps there's something immoral about that. But the electron doesn't. This self-energy, such self-touching term has been labeled a perversion of the theory because the calculation of the self-energy contribution is infinite, which is an unacceptable answer to any question about the nature of the electron, such as what is its mass or charge. Apparently touching oneself or being touched by oneself, the ambiguity, undecidedness, the key to the trouble. It's not simply trouble, but it's moral, the very source. I think this goes to the question that John just talked about not making the wrong right, but an undoing of the normativity that makes this transferable. So the problem of self-touching, especially self-touching the other, is a perversity of quantum field theory that goes far deeper than we can touch on here. The gist of it is this. This perversity that is at the root of an unwanted infinity that threatens the very possibility of calculability gets re-normalized, obviously, right? We wouldn't expect anything less. This is a technical term, it's renormalization. So how does this happen, this renormalization? So physicists suggest that there are two different kinds of infinities or perversities. These are perversities. Of infinities or perversities. That is, in addition to the infinity related to self-touching, there is an infinity associated with the quote-unquote bare point particle. This is a technical term. The bare point particle That is, with the metaphysical assumption we started with, that there is only an electron, the undressed electron, okay? The undressed bare electron and the void as being separate from one another. So renormalization is the systematic cancellation of infinities. An intervention that uses the idea that the different size infinities, for example, can be a finite quantity. Undressed electron. The dressed electron, the electron in drag, that is the physical electron, is thereby renormalized, that is made normal or finite. Perhaps there's something immoral about that. So again, I'm using technical language throughout here. There's all kinds of mathematics behind this, but that's what you need to know.
What do the physicists think when you say such things to them?
Maybe we can talk about that at lunch. A few aspects of touch here. Touching. Is touching not the nature of touching? Is touching not by its touching? Is touching not by its very nature touching on touch? Touching on touch. Nature touching on touch.